Hey everybody, it's Thomas here, and we're going to talk about the Shernick Gunworks SKS conversion kit. A few need-to-knows and a few details about my particular kit, the direction I went, and some of the things I learned along the way that may help you in making a decision as to whether or not invest in this kit and what accessories to invest in along with your kit. We're going to talk about some things I did right and maybe a few things I didn't do so right. First, we're going to look at just the reason why you're probably considering the kit, and this is it right here. Now, what do you see above the rifle, which is completely built with a muzzle adapter that does have a flash hider on the end of it that adds about 2 inches of overall length. As you can easily see, the entire length of the finished gun is less or maybe the exact same as the overall length of what was just the stock on the original SKS. So basically what's happened here is everything from right there back is gone. Now what we're going to talk about here is right about here is where your trigger group was on the original SKS. That trigger group is now housed in here, which means everything from here back starts right here. There it is. There's the rest of the gun. Okay, so as you can see, the entire buttstock area is removed, basically eliminating 12 to 14 inches of overall length on the gun. Mine was already a paratrooper, so I already had a 16-inch barrel, added a brake, got 2 inches. Let's talk about what I did and what I added and some things for you to think about here. Besides the kit, which I hope by now, I'm just going to go ahead and clear it up for you. If you're considering this kit and you like shooting your SKS at all, and you do not already own a bullpup and you're interested in one, I can't recommend this thing more. I mean, I know everybody's already said it, that you've watched their videos or read. This thing is really, really nice. The overall quality of the whole stock in general is just ridiculous. Everything fits incredibly tight, just blows away the fitment of the original stock. You're not going to be anything but impressed. The only complaint on the entire modification, the entire kit, is going to be this door, which exists for the purpose of using stripper clips. I understand the concept behind it. I think that they made good decisions in building it, but as you can see here, it's already starting to gap out at the back of that trap door. You can see how it used to fit there. Now it fits there, just from a few shells naturally deflecting off of it, which will happen. I don't anticipate that door to live as long as this gun. I'm sure Shernick Gunworks will address that in the future. Maybe your kit will be better than mine. Either way, I'm extremely happy with it. I give it like a 9.7 out of 10. I mean, I hardly think they could have done any better. Let's talk about what I added to mine. I would say the number one most important thing to consider, let's say if you're going forward with this, yes, I'm buying the stock kit, what else do I need? Obviously, you're going to need an optic. I did a lot of research, wanted to keep my budget down. I didn't want to put an EOTech on a $300 gun, that'd be ridiculous. So I went with the Sightmark. I chose the Z series. It's kind of cool that it's got a rail on the side of it I'm sure I'll never use. I like that it's shrouded. I like that it's virtually waterproof. I like that it's very shockproof. I've put about 500 rounds through it since zeroing it, and it holds zero perfectly. It's a very nice red dot sight. I highly recommend it for a budget sight that should last you. 500 rounds later, still on the first battery, still holding zero. That gives it 5 stars from me. Choose your own optic though, but you will need an optic. The gun comes equipped with just a top standard Picatinny rail system. Let's talk about the tri-rail. If you know you want accessories, get the tri-rail. If you just think you're going to have a foregrip, maybe consider buying the rifle first and seeing. I really do not feel that I need this tri-rail at all. I could easily pull it and the grip off this gun, and I would love this gun just as much. So I do not recommend the tri-rail or grip unless you know that you need it. I installed a BufferTech SKS recoil buffer system. It actually installs right here in the back of this metal, prevents the BCG, the bolt carrier group, from slamming into the back of the receiver. Tremendously recommended. It's like a $10 piece, super high quality, fits perfectly like a glove, and man does it affect felt recoil. It reduces action noise. I mean, it is just worth 50 bucks and it costs $5, so why wouldn't you buy it? Let's talk about magazines. Your SKS has the standard 10-round magazine. You may have already made the switch to a detachable magazine. Yeah, that's a loaded magazine. Don't freak out. It's not in the gun. That usually goes in it. This is one of my home defense rifles. I just want to show you it right next to an AR-15 magazine for size. It's probably the best thing Tapco's ever made. It's actually a real decently designed magazine. Fits in there real well, gives you 20 rounds, and if you take care of it, it won't jam. So, recommend doing a detachable magazine. It's like 20 bucks, and you need no other parts to make the conversion. Other than that, let's talk about the biggest thing you can't see. Inside this housing is the trigger group. I took my trigger group out after firing about 4 mags through this gun and realizing one thing. The SKS trigger sucks. I already knew that. When you add a linkage system to it, it makes it actually suck more. And you're going to kind of hate the way your gun feels to shoot it. You can actually, whenever you go ahead and order your stock kit, you're probably looking at about a 2-month hold. I would consider going ahead and taking your trigger group and sending it to a gunsmith that's comfortable working on SKS triggers so that he can polish your sear, replace the springs, and make your trigger group as high quality as possible, because you don't want to add any crap to this linkage system at all. I sent mine to Kivari, who is a gunsmith in McKinney, Texas. If you go to kivari.com, I think it is, or just Google Kivari with a K, K-A-I-V-A-R-R-I, I believe, you'll find his information. I highly recommend him. He's $65 to totally rework your action system and basically gives you a brand new trigger group back. I would say it makes this gun at least 50% better. So, let's talk about this. SKS with a stock kit, huge improvement. Adding a buffer tech system to it, huge improvement on top of that. Adding a flash hider / muzzle brake reduces a little bit of felt recoil, takes away that 3-foot plume of fire. That's an improvement. Getting a trigger job done dramatically improves accuracy, the overall feel of the weapon. That's an improvement. Adding removable magazines is obviously a nice feature and improves capacity. That's an improvement. So overall, I'd say I'm about maxed out here for everything I can do to an SKS to make it significantly more badasser. A couple things I'll talk about that I also did. I replaced the piece, the piston I believe it would be, right in here. Mine was pretty gunked up. It's like a $4 part. It also improves with 92.8A whatever compliance if you're worried about that, as another American-made part because I put a Tapco one in there. I did go ahead and strip the original handguard off of mine so that it would get more air, allow it to stay cooler. Overall, I would say the stock kit is a must. I would say if you're going to get the stock kit, go ahead and get a buffer tech. They're awesome. But besides that, I mean, the stock kit and the buffer tech are your essentials. Everything else is an option. Highly recommend a trigger job. I don't highly recommend the tri-rail and grip unless you just want it. And my sling setup here is a joke. It's just for the range. I'm not tactically using that. So, how do you guys like my keychain? I know that's awesome, right? But they do offer a sling attachment system. Basically, it's a series of straps. I'm actually thinking about trying to fabricate a paracord one because I think that'd be really cool. I do have some friends that are very good with paracord, so we're going to address that and see how that goes. But yeah, you guys should get this thing. It's really awesome.